Welcome to Xero Style, the EDC art and lifestyle channel hosted by me, Xero, the cyberspace hero. I'm here to vlog today, and I want to talk about pre-orders. It's a gross morning out here. It's like 6 a.m. and raining. I'm having some coffee. And I want to vlog about pre-orders. I like pre-orders. I think that they're a good thing. I think they help both the seller as well as the buyer in some respects. In the mechanical keycap scene, people would make a form that was called an interest check. Basically an ISO where you say, like, who wants to buy this thing? As many people that were interested would fill out that form, and the buyer would then invoice everybody, and they would send away for a manufacturer in another country, and they would get however many keycaps made. It's a long manufacturing process. I waited for more than a whole year for more than one keycap set. Yes, a whole year. So, how bad did I want those keycaps? Really, really bad. I'm going to B-roll to GMK Laser and to GMK Night Runner. GMK is the name of the German manufacturing plastic company to make these super rad ABS plastic keycaps made by two different designers and two different group buys that I got different years, but man, do I love those keycaps. And it makes a difference, the keycaps. It's not just like a visual aesthetic thing. They have a different feeling. There's different profiles and the shape that the keys, whatever, nerd stuff. But in pre-order land, it's very common for dropshippers to use pre-orders as well, too. And the scammers involved with pre-orders really put consumers off, and they're worried about spending money on a product that's vaporware, that doesn't even exist yet at this point in time. And I totally get and understand that. If you want to think about it from the human perspective, what about that small maker? What do they have that money in their life to buy 50,000 patches? Do they have the ability to stand around and have multiple drops, or can they only actually do one drop with the time and money investment that they have in their life? So a lot of smaller makers, I don't mean that in a bad way, but creators that are not professional full-time artists can only do so much when they make a product, right? So you have to think about it from their perspective as well as the consumer perspective. As you make more products and you release more and you do more drops, you can reinvest in yourself and you can potentially have bigger drops or buy more stuff around your business, like printers for, printing labels and stuff like that. Sometimes you can reinvest in your business and sometimes you can't. Sometimes smaller makers are doing it for reasons other than the love of the game, right? Maybe they have medical bills or families or whatever that they need to support, and they're running this literally as a side hustle, so they can really just afford to buy X, sell it for Y, ship them all out, and that's Z, the end of the game. But algorithmically, it works out for different makers. So you have to think about it in a bunch of different contexts when you're going to get in on a pre-order. I think it's important to think about how many pre-orders has that maker done before. Have they been good pre-orders? Did they work out right or not? I purposely want to talk about this for a couple different reasons. Reason number one is there's a pre-order coming up from Damneddesigns, and he's going to release a ton of different knives. And I am a huge fan of Damneddesigns' work. The stuff that I have that he has made is rad. But the pre-order stories are real, and I've heard them from multiple different people. And I don't want to perpetuate rumors or whatever. You can read them online. Just Google it and take a look at what people have said. I think research is an important part of making a decision. That being said, those people all got their knives. They all really came. They are the same quality knives that they got, whether it was a pre-order or not, right? So I think that has to weigh into your decision as well, too. Personally, for you, are you going to get in on this pre-order or not? Do you want to miss that product? Do you actually want to get one of those products? Do you want to chance how many more beyond the pre-order are they going to make? Any? Is that you have to go straight to the secondary to get one of those things? It's just a decision you got to make, right? So another thing about pre-orders on top of that, I feel like that's important to talk about, the Christmas factor, as I like to call it. Sometimes when you get into pre-orders with makers, it takes forever, like a whole year, like I was saying sometimes. And you almost forget about them, especially if you seriously get into the scene and you do a lot. Not to brag or nothing, but I've been in tons of different pre-orders, and I can say that I've forgotten that I backed that Kickstarter project, or that I paid that dude to make that thing forever, however many months ago, and when it shows up at your door, you're like, oh, expletive. And here you are, and you open it up, and you have the unboxing, and you have the experience with that product. And you have to detach yourself from the pre-order situation in some respects at that moment, right? Because the product could have come instantly from when you bought it, or you could have completely forgot about it and got that excitement about remembering about it. The product's the same, right? Like, whether you did the pre-order or not shouldn't impact the thing that you're getting in the end of the day. So you have to think about it that way. So, like, there's been pre-orders that I've gotten in on, and I've been so excited. I opened it up, and I was sort of disappointed. And I was like, oh, I waited all that time, and here I am disappointed. But, like, at the same time, I spent that money, and I was disappointed. If it was, like, in a week or in a year, it hurts a little bit more when you wait longer. I think that's obviously true. But at the same time, like, it's the same impact at the end of the day. You're going to just have that thing or sell that thing. And you know, it's not just pre-orders. I think it's sort of systemic with drop culture in general, right? The idea of there is no long-term stock of a product. A maker makes a thing, puts it out there, people buy it, and then it's out of stock, doesn't come back in again. I think that like small batch drop makers aren't in it to like screw people or anything like that. It's like that's how they're able to pull the drops off. Now, why do they not rerun designs? Well, that's like a matter of opinion by the maker, right? Some makers say that they only want to do one drop to just do the next creative process over and over, and every time do something new and fresh. And I completely respect that, and I totally think that that's fair. Then some makers will run different colorways of the same design a few different times, and then retire it after people buy the last two colors that are on my shop.xero.style. I'm sorry, the SSL certs were broke. I fixed them. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm working on it. I'm not a great business owner. But makers in general, they want to be creative and they want to make something new. They want to keep trying to have some sort of art catharsis and get something else out there that people like and enjoy. I think like why people make things that are nostalgic and remind people of other things is endemic of that, right? I think it's like a systemic process where people are like, what is something that is going to invoke a response that people are going to like and then want them to buy this product or like represent my brand or whatever it is that they're trying to do. I think that's exactly what it is, where you're going to invoke something that they know is going to get a response. And nostalgia often satisfies that for people. It could be a cartoon character or comic book art or just an art style in general. I think like spoofing against the nostalgia and the thing that people know is immediately going to invoke some sort of response from them. And it's like an easy win for a lot of people. And then I'm not trying to downplay it, calling it an easy win either. Man, my wording sucks. I really should plan these vlogs. But I think that it's important to think about it from that perspective too, for people who get mad about drops and limited stock of things. Not all makers are in it to just make money. It's fine. Oh, another thing that I wanted to talk about for sure. So somebody joined my Discord and was talking about a like cheap lautie EDC sale that was going on the site, and I came back with the "What You Talking About" Willis gift. And he linked to this website. It was like lautieedc.com or something like that. That's not a real website. Lautie, I used to call him Lautie EDC. I was pronouncing it wrong. I feel it's dumb, but I like want to say it like that every time still. Lautie does not have a website. So if you go to like whatever Shuffle or EDC Shuffle or Amazon, and you see one of these Lautie shuffles, and it's the exact pictures that they had in the drop in the sus, and you say, oh, look at that, it's on Amazon, I'm going to buy it. This is not what you're going to get. You're not going to actually get one of these. It won't even have this thing. I've seen some people post photos of them. These are only limited drop items. Lautie only does these in this Facebook group and one other Facebook group called the Surplus Disc Depot. Only does the drops in his Facebook group and the Surplus Disc. It's hard to say. Only does limited drops in his group and the Surplus only does limited drops in his group and the Surplus Depot group on Facebook. It's the only place that you can get Lautie products that are not like a secondary individual seller who's selling them. Now, there are some websites that sell them that are secondary sellers that have their own website. Like, I'll link it in the description. It's like FE Blades or something like that. And they're like $300. They're not the under table price that Amazon has them listed for. So, fakes, don't buy them. Don't do it. Don't buy like a clone that somebody bought off AliExpress that has the look of a real toy, even if it is like aftermarket. What you're basically doing is you're spitting in the face of the maker and saying like, I don't care about your design or your quality. I'm just going to, buy a copy that somebody else made as like a cheap cash grab. Part of that is like you're not supporting the original maker. Part of that is the thing that you're getting is not going to be up to snuff or quality, and you are going to have a bad impression of that maker because of some foreign individual, and I don't mean that necessarily from another country, but just not the actual maker, foreign entity who is just doing it as a cash grab and just ripping off that design, and it's not going to be good. And you're going to have a bad impression of a maker. That's not their fault. It's your fault for buying a scam ripoff product. So don't do it. Don't fall for that. I made it abundantly clear in my Discord in the lounge that all of those things that they had linked to are fake. Now, it's hard to deny that there's not some like limited exclusivity cool kids club about limited drops, because there is. There's no denying that here is a limited edition thing that I have a numbered version of that I was able to get that nobody else can. Like, there is some sort of elitism just innately in a setup like that. It's just how it is. If you're not interested in being a part of things that are like that, the small batch scene is not for you then, obviously, because that is going to piss you off time after time, because that is just going to keep happening, because certain makers just make limited run products. That's just how it is. But at the same time, you know that I love limited run products, and I love supporting small artists and small makers that aren't doing it to be in a cool kids club. Whether it comes off that way or not, whether it's a byproduct of that or not, they're just trying to do cool stuff, and they have to do it in small batches for whatever reason. So if you don't like being a part of small batch stuff, you should get in on pre-orders, because that's the only other way small makers are going to be able to get you products that you want. So you kind of have to pick one or the other. Vinyl represses are another big one too. A lot of people will reissue older albums as vinyl or just do another vinyl reissue. 9 times out of 10, whether it says it or not on the site, it's actually a pre-order and you won't be seeing that record for months. Which, it's fine. Once again, from Neon City Records, every time I get a Future Funk album in the mail, I had completely forgotten I bought it however many months ago, and it's like a Christmas present all over again. Alright, so let's do a quick pocket check while I'm here too, right? I've got a new soft wallet in gray all day from Feud. This is the cup pouch, the compact utility pouch. Some Ranger Vandal eye patch selections from the Data Crew, the brand new Red Reaper, the Red Hellfire Club, the Bloodbath, pouchbomb. Please buy it, they're almost out of stock. Finish it off, let's finish this off. Buy one of these patches, please. The Data Crew, Nope, Obey spoof, and from Inkpot Artworks, the Caps 2 crew with red and gold. Actually, let's do the outside first. On the outside back here, because the Space Pirate had me thinking about it. I've got my maulinimob EDC mini phantasm. This is a great, not only bottle opener, because you guys know I don't drink, so I don't pop a ton of bottles. This is my prybar scraper tool right now. I love how flat it is. I'm totally able to get a good purchase on it with just a minimal little lanyard bead. I've been scraping stuff with this. It's fun. It works out. So yeah, that's tucked back here, right on the outside. And because it's so flat, it adds like nothing to the outside of the pouch. And on the inside here, you know how I do. This is the V4 Drop Print Edition Kizer Feist. Black DLC, black denim micarta, ZNC Metalworks bead, smooth as butter. Nitecore Tiki, 300 lumen jobber, OEG, one-eyed ghost bead. Cards. I actually got some loot in here for a change. Lautie EDC Shuffle, Copper and Brass Edition. Yep, all just tucked up in this nice little pouch. Feud. I love them. Every pouch he makes is golden. Front pocket. Alright, that's it. The pouch dump in the books. Quick and dirty. I wanted to show you how nasty it is out here on this rainy, gross day in Pittsburgh. Anyhow, if you enjoyed this video, give me a like. It's the free social currency here on YouTube. If you want to subscribe, click my face down here. Click these boxes appearing around my face while I'm doing this outro if you want to see more of my videos where I'm not bitching about pre-orders or trying to convince people to get in on pre-orders. I'm not really sure how my stance ended up being on this video. I kind of just talked about them. Anyhow, I put ketchup on my ketchup because I'm from Pittsburgh and I'm a Yinzer, so later on.